Hey everybody, this is True Disciple bringing you another StarCraft 2 commentary, and today I'll be bringing you a TVT, and this will definitely be my last cast before I go on vacation for 2 weeks. I thought I'd be done with the last one I just uploaded, but somebody sent me this game and said that I should cast it. So apparently Icewaffle says I love lamp, and JoeStar doesn't know what lamp is. So oh man. Alright, so at any rate, this is a TVT on Steeps of War. Icewaffle is our red Terran, and JoeStar is our blue Terran. So this is again a TVT, and I wanted to cast all Zerg games today, but I figured since I just cast two Zerg games, one Zerg v Zerg and a ZVT, sorry for no Protoss love before I go on vacation. I would have liked to have an epic Protoss game, but if anybody has a really epic game they want me to cast, just feel free to let me know. Send me a message in my inbox, and I will check it out. So, but at any rate, let's get into this game. So, JoeStar and Icewaffle are both top-level Diamond players, so this should be a pretty epic matchup. They both know each other. I'm not sure if Icewaffle is part of JoeStar's clan. I believe JoeStar is a member of Nine Knights, as are some of my other friends who have been feeding me these games. So I'm not 100% sure if this was part of a league matchup, or if it was part of a clan matchup, or if it was just part of a practice match. I'm not sure what the situation is here. Considering that they're joking around so much, I'm considering they know each other quite well. So, but moving into the build here, we see that Icewaffle threw down a 12 racks, and we see the same thing for JoeStar. So pretty standard build, getting that gas immediately afterwards, and no gas yet for Icewaffle. Maybe he is waiting a second. We'll have to see if he gets that gas or not, because if he doesn't, then we can definitely expect some kind of early Marine push if he isn't getting the gas yet. So, be very interesting to see if he does that. And let's check back in JoeStar's base and see what's going on there. His refinery is almost complete. JoeStar is scouting around. He does see that there is no gas, so he's got to be wondering himself, what is the plan here? What is Icewaffle planning on doing? Is he planning on rushing me? There is an extremely short rest distance, and okay, I was going to say if that rally point was already rallied all the way to his base, that would be quite interesting. He is not pumping out a Marine yet, and he has 300 minerals, so maybe he is looking to early expand. I'm not quite sure what he is planning on doing here. Here come the Marines. Okay, so never mind. Here come the Marines, and he was saving up for the orbital command and his first two Marines, as well as a supply depot, which is why he was up to 300 minerals. Meanwhile, we see that the first Marine is coming out just now for JoeStar. He is on that gas, and his orbital command is almost complete. Back in Icewaffle's base, we see that that second supply depot is almost up, and his orbital command is almost done. A little bit later, he still has no gas, so I'm very confused as to what Icewaffle's build is going to be. I guess he is as confusing as an Icewaffle, because I'm not quite sure what an Icewaffle is. Maybe it's a snowflake, you know, because they look kind of waffly when you put them under a microscope or whatever. So, so maybe I'm going to call him. Icewaffle is now Snowflake for me. So this is JoeStar against Snowflake. So Snowflake is throwing down another supply depot, and he is just pumping out those Marines, and he is going for early command center, but the scout is going to see that. He sees that fast expansion going down, so now JoeStar is aware that Icewaffle is throwing out a Snowflake down to this base over here. Yes, you heard me right. I did call this command center a Snowflake. So we see that I have to tell you guys, it is pretty late right now, so if I'm a bit weirder than I am normally, well, you know, that's just how it's going to be. So we see that Icewaffle is throwing this down, and we see that he's throwing down a second Rax, and he has finally got a gas up and running, and he's getting the gas there. So I'm wondering what he'll be using that for, if he's just going to be getting Reactor or Tech Labs to get the Stim Pack upgrade. Meanwhile, we see that since Icewaffle is expanding, or since I should say Snowflake is expanding, JoeStar has decided that he is going to be throwing down his own expansion as well to not be outdone in the macro, which is definitely the wise choice to make, because as Icewaffle is going for this quick expand, then you can scratch what I said about the early push, and JoeStar knows that. He knows that he has a little bit more time now, and he's safe from an early push. Icewaffle going to throw down a bunker. I'm not so sure about the choice to put this bunker right here right now. He might want to defend down here since he is taking this expansion. Granted that he can sell that he can sell that bunker for 100% of the minerals used for it by salvaging it afterwards, so it is no big loss to him. But I'm not sure what the deal is there. I see that he is keeping the command center here for now, so I guess he will probably morph this into an orbital command before flying it over. As I've mentioned, I believe in one of my other games, it is always beneficial to morph into an orbital command before, because the amount of extra minerals you'll get by having a mule that much sooner makes a big difference, because you get 300 minerals from about 300 minerals from those mules for their lifespan. So JoeStar now just finishing his, and JoeStar's is actually, technically, his expansion is complete before Icewaffle, just because sorry, I forgot I said I was going to call him Snowflake. So before Snowflakes, because he just built it right here, so he's already able to bring his people over here and start mining. He hasn't transferred any SCVs yet, which I would like to see him do. He should be transferring. He does have. We should bring up the production tab and see what is going on there. Stim is being researched by JoeStar. He does also have a reactor, so he is focusing on. I think he's going to be focusing on a heavy marine build, but he has 3 Marauders out already. So is he? Yes, he is pumping 2 Marines out of this barracks right now, and he is throwing down another barracks. So maybe he's going to go for a 3 racks. I think that's might be what he's going for here. If he'll probably throw up a tech lab on this one, I would assume. Yes, a tech lab. So he is going for a 3 racks build, which is a very decent build, and definitely good. So going for an equal size army, mixing up both Marines and Marauders. Meanwhile, we see that Snowflake is still going for all Marines, and he does have his expansion up and running now. He is throwing down a couple of mules at that expansion, and he is transferring some SCVs over. Meanwhile, we see back at JoeStar's base, he still hasn't transferred anything, but he has built this bunker, and this is what I was talking about, this bunker right here, which is what we should see. Yes, okay, so we already do see that the bunker is down for Snowflake down here, and he has salvaged this one, as I mentioned before. The scan going down, so and we see Snowflake jumping into the bunker real quick to just make sure that there isn't an incoming attack immediately, because oftentimes you oftentimes see people start to scramble right when a scan goes down, as they tend to expect that there is some kind of attack coming in. And if you really want to freak another player out, scan right over their base when they know you have drop ships, and watch them scramble. Another barracks going down, so we have, and a starport going down, so 4. So this isn't a standard 3 racks build that I was talking about, because he already did get the expansion. A 3 racks would, excuse me for saying that, a 3 racks build would be on 1 base. So he is getting his 4th racks, and he's throwing up a starport. So I'm wondering if he's going to be using this for, I'm going to assume it's going to be for medevac support. And he is shooting down these rocks, so I think he is going to be looking to get his 3rd expansion here, his 2nd expansion, excuse me, here. And that should be very interesting. And meanwhile, Icewaffle, or Snowflake, doing the same thing and knocking down his rock. So both players thinking on the same wavelength and doing the same thing at the same time. I guess both of their timings are about the same, and I have to say their timings are pretty good, because now they're on about 54 supply, and they are playing a macro-heavy game, and so they are looking to make their next expansion. So no command center being built as of yet to take that yet, but Concussive Shell is just finishing up for JoeStar, and we see that Stim Pack is now halfway being researched for Snowflake, and I think that this would be an extremely good time for JoeStar to push, because Stim is not, I mean, obviously, I don't think JoeStar knows this, and there's really no way for him to tell us except to go in and test the waters, but Stim is not complete, and it's easy for him to see with a little scout that there's no combat shield, although by the time he walks over there now, it would probably most likely be complete. But that was a good window of opportunity right there as far as the timing push goes, to push in right before the Stim finishes, and to be able to use that to your effect. And meanwhile, JoeStar, making me look silly, there's no medevacs. He is using this for Vikings, and I wonder what he's going to do with those Vikings. I don't know if he's expecting some kind of if he was expecting, well, there's a starport build for there's a starport for Icewaffle, and he is building medevacs from it, so maybe the Vikings are to snipe the medevacs. I'm not sure what the plan is with these Vikings. I don't know what JoeStar was expecting from Icewaffle. Maybe he was expecting some Banshee harass or something like that, maybe. But it has a reactor on it, so I don't even know if he's seen it, though. Maybe he's just thinking of the timing, and let's check. No, he did see it, and maybe he didn't click on it and he couldn't see what type it was. But here we see a fight going on. Oops, sorry about that. Here we see a fight going on, and definitely these these lovely Vikings definitely trying to pick off pick off this dropship, and they're going to turn around right on the high ground and probably try to snipe that, which is a very smart thing to do. And there they go. Look at that, sniping that. Oh, there they go. They are definitely going to take that out. And there goes that dropship. And that is extremely effective, actually. I've never seen Vikings built for that purpose. I don't know if they were built for another purpose and they just happened to be there and use them to snipe the dropships. It is a lot of money spent. But if he is able to pick off all of the dropships for Snowflake, then it will be extremely effective. So he can continue to use these for that purpose. And meanwhile, their antagonists are going to take down that bunker. They're taking down, I